supporting notebooks. More than half of personal computers purchased today are notebook computers, and almost 30% of personal computers currently in use are notebooks. As a PC service technician, you need to know how to support notebooks. In this chapter, you'll learn about supporting, upgrading, and troubleshooting notebooks and all-in-one computers. There was a time that a notebook was considered a black box to PC support technicians. If it needed servicing inside, the notebook was taken to an authorized service center supported by the notebook manufacturer. These technicians were all trained by the manufacturer to service its products. However, taking apart and servicing a notebook computer are now seen as tasks that every A+ certified technician needs to know how to do. As part of your preparation to be A+ certified, try to find an old notebook computer you can take apart. If you can locate the service manual, you should be able to take it apart, repair it, assuming the parts are still available and don't cost more than the notebook is worth, and get it up and running again. Have fun with this chapter and enjoy tinkering with that old notebook. Special considerations when supporting notebooks. A notebook, also called a laptop, is designed for portability, see figure 19(1)A and B, and can be just as powerful as a desktop computer. Notebooks use the same technology as desktops, but with modifications to use less power, take up less space, and operate on the move. Notebooks come in several varieties, including tablet PCs and netbooks. A tablet PC has more features than a notebook, including a touch screen that also allows you to handwrite on it with a stylus. Another variation of a notebook is a netbook that is smaller and less expensive than a notebook and has fewer features. An all-in-one computer, figure 19(1)C, has the monitor and computer case built together and uses components that are common to both a notebook and a desktop computer. Because all-in-one computers use many notebook components and are serviced in similar ways, we include them in this chapter. A notebook provides ports on its sides, back, or front for connecting peripherals, see figure 19(2). Ports common to notebooks as well as desktop systems include USB, a male and/or female, FireWire, network, dial-up modem, seldom seen on newer notebooks, and audio ports, for a microphone, headset, or external speakers. Video ports might include one or more VGA, HDMI, DisplayPort, or S-video ports to connect to a projector, second monitor, or television. On the side or back of the notebook, you'll see a lock connector that's used to physically secure the laptop with a cable lock, see figure 19(3), and a DC jack to receive power from the AC adapter. Slots you might find on a notebook include one or more flash memory and express card slots. Also, a notebook is likely to have an optical drive, but netbooks usually don't have optical drives. The notebook shown in figure 19(2) has two slots for flash memory, a magic gate slot and an SD slot. The magic gate slot is used for memory sticks and can support Memory Stick Duo, Memory Stick Pro Duo, Memory Stick Pro HG Duo, and Memory Stick Micro. The SD slot supports SD, SDHC, and SDXC cards. Be sure the flash memory slots on a notebook support the type of card you're trying to use in a slot. Notebooks and their replacement parts cost more than desktop PCs with similar features because their components are designed to be more compact and stand up to travel. They use compact hard drives, small memory modules, and CPUs that require less power than regular components. Whereas a desktop computer is often assembled from parts made by a variety of manufacturers, notebook computers are almost always sold by a vendor that either manufactured the notebook or had it manufactured as a consolidated system. Factors to consider that generally apply more to notebook computers than desktop computers are the original equipment manufacturer's warranty, the service manuals and diagnostic software provided by the manufacturer, the customized installation of the OS that is unique to notebooks, and the advantage of ordering replacement parts directly from the notebook manufacturer or other source authorized by the manufacturer. In many situations, the tasks of maintaining, upgrading, and troubleshooting a notebook require the same skills, knowledge, and procedures as when servicing a desktop computer. Copyright. However, you should take some special considerations into account when caring for, supporting, upgrading, and troubleshooting notebooks. These same concerns apply to netbooks and all-in-one computers. Let's begin with warranty concerns. Warranty concerns. Most manufacturers or retailers of notebooks offer at least a 1-year warranty and the option to purchase an extended warranty. Therefore, when problems arise while the notebook is under warranty, you are dealing with a single manufacturer or retailer to get support or parts. After the notebook is out of warranty, this manufacturer or retailer can still be your one-stop shop for support and parts. Before you begin servicing a notebook, to avoid problems with a warranty, always ask the customer, is the notebook under warranty? If the notebook is under warranty, look at the documentation to find out how to get technical support. Options are chat sessions on the web, phone numbers, and email. Use the most appropriate option. Before you contact technical support, have the notebook model and serial number ready. You'll also need the name, phone number, and address of the person or company that made the purchase. Consider asking the customer for a copy of the receipt and warranty so that you will have the information you need to talk with support personnel. Based on the type of warranty purchased by the notebook's owner, the manufacturer might send an on-site service technician, ask you to ship or take the notebook to an authorized service center, or help you solve the problem by an online chat session or over the phone. Table 19.1 lists some popular manufacturers of notebooks, netbooks, tablet PCs, and all-in-ones. Manufacturers of notebooks typically also produce all-in-ones because of the features they have in common. Service manuals and other sources of information. Desktop computer cases tend to be similar to one another, and components and desktop systems tend to be interchangeable among manufacturers. Not so with notebooks. Notebook manufacturers tend to take great liberty in creating their own unique computer cases, buses, cables, connectors, drives, circuit boards, fans, and even screws, all of which are likely to be proprietary in design. Every notebook model has a unique case. Components are installed in unique ways and opening the case for each notebook model is done differently. Because of these differences, servicing notebooks can be very complicated and time-consuming. For example, a hard drive on one notebook is accessed by popping open a side panel and sliding the drive out of its bay. However, to access the hard drive on another model notebook, you must remove the keyboard. If you are not familiar with a particular notebook model, you can damage the case as you pry and push trying to open it. Trial and error is likely to damage a case. Even though you might successfully replace a broken component, the damaged case will result in an unhappy customer. Fortunately, a notebook service manual can save you much time and effort, if you can locate one, see Figure 19.5. Most notebook manufacturers closely guard these service manuals and release them only to authorized service centers. Two notebook manufacturers, Lenovo, formerly IBM ThinkPad, and Dell, provide their service manuals online free of charge. HP also does an excellent job of offering online support. For example, in Figure 19.6, you can see a video in progress showing you the steps to replace the optical drive in an HP notebook. I applaud Lenovo, Dell, and HP for the generous documentation about how their notebooks are disassembled and the options to purchase proprietary parts without FIRST being an authorized service center. For all notebook manufacturers, check the support or FAQ pages of their websites for help in tasks such as opening a case without damaging it and locating and replacing a component. Be aware that some manufacturers offer almost no help at all. Sometimes, you can find service manuals on the web. To find your manual, search on the model of notebook. For example, search on Sony VGNC R120E Notebook Service Manual. Don't forget about the user manuals. They might contain directions for upgrading and replacing components that do not require disassembling the case, such as how to upgrade memory or install a new hard drive. User manuals also include troubleshooting tips and procedures and possibly descriptions of BIOS settings. In addition, you can use a web search engine to search on the computer model, component, or error message, which might give you information about the problem and solution. Diagnostic tools provided by manufacturers. Most notebook manufacturers provide diagnostic software that can help you test components to determine which component needs replacing. As one of the 5 RSD steps when servicing a notebook, check the user manual, service manual, or manufacturer's website to determine if diagnostic software exists and how to use it. Use the software to pinpoint the problem component, which can then be replaced. Check the manufacturer's website for diagnostics software that can be downloaded for a particular model notebook or stored on the hard drive or on CDs bundled with the notebook. Figure 19.7 shows a window provided by the diagnostics program installed on the hard drive of one laptop. One example of diagnostic software is PC Doctor, which is used by several manufacturers, including Lenovo, Fujitsu, and HP notebooks. The diagnostic software is stored on the hard drive or on CD. If stored on CD, you can boot from the CD to run the tests. If the software is stored on the hard drive, you can run it from the Windows Start menu or by pressing a function key at startup before Windows loads. Either way, PC Doctor can run tests on the keyboard, video, speakers, touchpad, optical drive, wireless LAN, motherboard, processor, ports, hard drive, and memory. To learn how to use the software, see the notebook's service manual or user manual. Lenovo offers PC Doctor for DOS that you can download from their website at www.lenovo.com. Web link and burn to a CD. Boot from the CD to run the tests. You can also find a standalone version of PC Doctor at www.pcdoctor.com. You can purchase it at this site. It's expensive but might be worth it if you plan to service mini notebooks. The OEM operating system build notebook computers are sold with an operating system pre-installed at the factory. The OS installation is tailored by the manufacturer to satisfy the specific needs of the notebook. In this situation, the manufacturer is called the OEM, original equipment manufacturer, and the customized installation of the OS is called the operating system build or OS build. Drivers installed are also specific to proprietary devices installed in the notebook. Diagnostic software is often written specifically for a notebook and its installed OS. For all these reasons, use caution when deciding to upgrade to a new OS and know that, if you have problems with a device, in most circumstances, you must turn to the OEM for solutions and updates for device drivers. Now let's look at some considerations to be aware of when repairing or upgrading a notebook operating system. Recovery partition and recovery CDS. Most notebook computers come with a recovery partition on the hard drive that contains a copy of the OS build, device drivers, and pre-installed applications needed to restore the system to its factory state. The partition is likely to also contain diagnostics programs for troubleshooting and perhaps a backup program to back up the hard drive at any time. This partition might or might not be hidden. The disk management utility in Windows can be used to see a list of hard drives installed in a system and the partitions on each drive. The easiest way to get to disk management is to click Start, type disk management in the search box, and press Enter. Figure 19.8 shows the disk management information for a hard drive on one notebook that has a 16.38 GB. Recovery partition. Notice in the figure the 596 GB hard drive is labeled Disk 0. Most of the space on the hard drive is used by Drive C. To know how to access the recovery tools stored on a recovery partition, see the user manual. Most likely, you'll see a message at the beginning of the boot, such as press Escape for diagnostics or press F12 to recover the system. For one Sony laptop, you press the red Assist button during the boot, see figure 19.9. When you press the key or button, a menu appears giving you options to diagnose the problem, to repair the current OS installation, or to completely rebuild the entire hard drive to its state when the notebook was first purchased. The recovery partition won't be any help at all if the hard drive is broken or corrupted. In this situation, you're dependent on other recovery media. Older laptops came bundled with a full recovery on CDs, but today's laptops only provide a way for you to create the recovery media. It's important to create the recovery media before a problem occurs. To do so, you launch a program pre-installed in Windows. For one Lenovo laptop, the program's window is shown in Figure 1910. When you click Create Recovery Disk, you are given the option to create recovery disks using the current system or the factory default recovery. Operating system upgrades for desktop systems. Upgrading the operating system is usually a good thing to do if the desktop system has the power and hard drive space to support the new OS. Not so with notebooks. Unless a specific need to upgrade arises, the operating system pre-installed on the notebook should last the life of the notebook. As an example of a specific reason to upgrade, consider a situation in which a notebook holds private data, and you need to provide the best possible security on the notebook. In this situation, it might be appropriate to upgrade from Windows XP to Windows 7 so that you can use BitLocker encryption. If at all possible, always upgrade the OS using an OS build purchased from the notebook manufacturer, which should include the OS and device drivers specific to your notebook. In addition, carefully follow their specific instructions for the installation. If you decide to upgrade the OS using an off-the-shelf version of Windows, FireST determined that all components in the system are compatible with the upgrade. Be certain to have available all the device drivers you need for the new OS before you upgrade. Download the drivers from the notebook manufacturer's website and store them in a folder on the hard drive. After you upgrade the OS, install the drivers from this folder. The notebook manufacturer might also suggest you FireST flash the BIOS before you perform the upgrade. And, if applications are installed on the notebook, find out if you have the applications set up CDs, and if they will install under the new OS. Now let's turn our attention to how to maintain a notebook. This will be part 1 and part 2 will be on maintaining notebooks and notebook components, so we will see you next Monday on C-Tech. That will be all for this video, so be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to C-Tech and enable that bell icon so you don't miss any further videos with us.